Welcome to Review Rewind, the show where a couple of friends watch movies of all the name to figure out if the viewers are spot on or a little off. I am Mike.
And I'm Tristan.
And this week, we're talking about Lenny. It's Memento. Again, I don't write this stuff. It's right off the dome, you know? Little flare of genius ever so often.
Right off the dome.
Hi, Tristan.
Hi, Mike.
Hey, buddy.
Hey.
Hi.
Hi.
What's your bright spot?
What's my bright spot? Something happened. Something happened that I'm sure something happened. You know what? This week has mostly been a good week so far. And I think it's just kind of a general, my bright spot is like, I'm not falling apart.
Yeah, so, there's a lot of chaos happening in the world. You know, modern day slave catchers / Gestapo, and sometimes just having like a normal week can be a bright spot, you know. My bright spot is I found my nose flute.
Ooh.
And I've been playing with that. So a nose flute
boy in a while.
A nose flute is like a little plastic thing, and it takes the air from your whistle. No, the air from son of a bitch.
Takes the air from your whistle and puts it right into your nose.
It takes the air from your nose and circulates it into your mouth, and then your mouth can be like the instrument.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like an easier way to whistle. And I love it.
Yeah. I think I've seen you do it before.
You've seen me play with my whistle? Shit. I should have said flute. That would have been it. Damn. Anyway, Memento was directed by... You know what? That might be my favorite kind of joke that we have, is when I say something and it's not the joke I want, and then I have regret that I didn't say it. I feel like that's something that's always missing in sitcoms. Is someone says a joke and they're like, I should have said this one. And that one that they say is actually, like, if it was done in the proper time, is actually funny.
Exactly, yeah.
Or appropriate or whatever. I've been saying Memento.
When I looked it up, I was like, why can't I find it? Because
Memento. Memento, the breath maker, freshener. I don't remember what Mentos is. Directed by Christopher Nolan. Screenplay by Christopher Nolan. Based on Memento Mori by Jonathan Nolan. Now, before we move on too much from this, I just want to talk about this. My understanding of the timeline is that Jonathan had the idea of the story,
and
then they wrote the screenplay. And during the time they were writing the screenplay, or after, then he wrote the short story. So this is based off the idea of the story.
Yes.
But the exact details of the short story didn't actually come to fruition until after the fact, I believe. If I remember correctly, I believe I saw an interview that was... Because I had my own understanding of this movie. And I, of course, went on the internet and watched 5 YouTube videos of movie douchebag bros being like, this is what Memento really meant. I got real mad at a few of them. Anyway, but I do believe that that's the timeline, that he had the idea of Memento Mori and maybe like a rough story, but nothing set in stone yet until after we should turn that into a movie happened.
So it's kind of a parallel.
Yeah, like Armageddon.
Yep.
I just wanted to check something real quick. I don't know. No. Is that the whole thing? Anyway. Let's see. Who else did stuff? Produced by Jennifer Todd, Suzanne Todd. Okay. Starring I don't know why I thought there would have been more producers.
Okay.
Starring Guy Pearce, Carrie-Anne Moss, Joe Pantoliano. Cinematography by Wally Pfister. Edited by Dody Dorn. Music
Dody,
by
maybe
Dody.
Mm-hmm.
Wouldn't there be two D's? I guess maybe Dody. Yeah.
I don't know, man. I don't work here.
Music by David Julian. Production companies: Summit Entertainment, Team Todd. Distributed by Newmarket. Wow, just like really just pretty indie all in all. Summit was an established company, but still. Release date September 5th, 2000 in Venice, and then released. Wow. October, November, December, March. No, January, February, March. 6 months later. March 16th, 2001. Why'd they do that?
Venice was probably a film festival.
I know, but I mean, to have such a long... You plan for that, don't you?
I don't. If it was a movie that was originally released just for a film festival and then it got picked up.
Oh, and then it maybe sold distribution rights.
Mm-hmm.
Got it. Let's see. Runtime of 113 minutes. Budget $9 million. Gross in the U.S. $25 million. Opening weekend $230,000, and worldwide $40 million. I mean, for the size of the budget, a success all in all.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Recap Rewind.
Now we transition to Recap Rewind, where we rewind and recap the film for you this week. It is my job.
Good luck.
Good luck. All right, here you go. You ready for this?
Let's do it.
It's a long one, so be ready.
Okay.
I spelled Memento. Memento. This movie is almost 2 hours long. So this summary is going to be 2 hours long. Leonard has no short-term memory. As far as we can tell, his wife was murdered. Prior to the murder, he was a piece of shit insurance investigator. Post-murder, he's a piece of shit with no short-term memory. Teddy, a corrupt cop who is using Leonard, and he's Cypher from The Matrix. Natalie, a bartender, and the girlfriend of Jimmy, and Trinity from The Matrix. Jimmy, a drug dealer that Teddy has an issue with. And not in The Matrix, but he's in Batman Begins. Here's the movie. Leonard is looking for a killer. Teddy takes advantage of Leonard's memory and revenge and has Leonard do some dirty work for him. Teddy creates a rendezvous between Leonard and Jimmy, and Leonard ends up killing Jimmy. Teddy, in some ways, reveals what he has been doing, and before Leonard loses his memory, he writes down clues to convince himself later that Teddy is the murderer he's looking for. Natalie realizing that Leonard truly has short-term memory loss, uses Leonard to get back at Tenny. Natalie creates a rendezvous for Tenny and Leonard, where Leonard kills Teddy. There's more backstory and nuance, but that's legitimately the entirety of the film.
Recap! Replay!
Yeah.
Yep.
That's as far as actions go, that is the movie.
Mm-hmm. I feel like there's definitely some things at the end that
Beginning.
at the beginning of the end, at the end of the beginning, that I did not fully follow.
Okay, and maybe we could talk about it because I have ideas, but
and maybe it's just because I like I don't know if I just like wasn't paying attention for a very important moment or what, but I think I know what happened. But also I was like, wait, what? This movie is very Christopher Nolan.
yeah, it is. It is.
But it's funny how early Christopher Nolan it is. Like it's like all of the elements of him are there, but he just didn't have Hans Zimmer, you know, and he didn't have
yeah.
He didn't have the as big of a budget and that kind of stuff. But also probably except for I mean even the ending, probably one of his least convoluted stories because it is a relatively simple story just told in a different kind of way.
Right.
Whereas some of our commentary on his later movies is that he gets very like high concept, and when you get that high concept, sometimes things start falling apart when you pull the threads.
Right.
And I'm sure we're gonna find some threads to pull here, but it felt a little bit more comprehensive than.
Yeah, I actually think this movie's less complicated than people give it out to be.
Mm-hmm.
And I might be wrong, but I will say this. I don't think it matters. I don't know. I'm going to look it up, but I will ask you first, and then maybe like a follow-up behind that. 1, have you ever seen this before? 2, what'd you think of the film?
Number 1, I started watching this movie once a long time ago, and I fell asleep within the first 5 minutes, and so I don't think I actually finished it. So this was my first time actually watching the whole thing. That being said, it's kind of slow, but I don't know. It's interesting. I feel like it's a movie that is good because of the concept of it, because of like what they did. I think it is a movie that is like worth watching one time.
Yeah, absolutely. I do think so. I've never seen this movie.
This is your first time?
This is my first time. My buddy, friend of the show, Ruben. I think he had watched it or enjoyed it like when it came out. And I think he was trying to get me to watch it. And I never did. I did watch A Clockwork Orange with him. But I didn't do Memento. So this was the first time, and I think I do think, like, right out the bat, I will say I think this is one of Christopher Nolan's better films
Mhm.
because he has less to work with.
Mhm.
Christopher Nolan is a super creative dude.
Mhm.
Super creative. And it's a really simple story that lends itself to twists and turns. But I think because it is low budget and he was so new to it, it felt like he had to be really creative in how he did his illusion, his magic.
Mhm.
And because of that, I think he did a better job than he has done in other films. The problem, I think, with the other films is when you give him kind of like an unlimited budget,
Mhm.
sky's the limit.
Mhm.
But the problem is that's a lot of
Yeah.
it's a lot of limit or
Mhm.
a lot of lack of limit at that point.
Mhm.
He was super limited in this.
Mhm.
And it was good. Like, the reality is, even though it's a weird movie and it's edited in a way to be, artistic, it's a very grounded movie.
Mhm.
There's no crazy science. There's no magic. There's no vigilantes.
Yeah.
There's no dreamscapes. There's no any of that.
Mhm.
This is just a guy desperate for vengeance and never being able to quench it.
Mhm.
That's it. That's the whole story.
Mhm.
It's what's it called? The old man at the sea, in the sea, at the sea, in the sea,
The old man
and the sea. It's the old man at the sea, but he never can come back on land.
Right.
He's constantly fishing.
Right.
Um,
Have you ever seen the this is a few years ago, and so it probably was inspired by this kind of thing, but did you ever see the show Kaleidoscope on Netflix?
no.
It's a show that is done kind of similarly to this one. This one, the trick and the uh, revelations that we get, the twists that we get, are because we get the story told backwards. In a similar way, Kaleidoscope was done in a way that every person that watched it got a different order of the episodes. And so there's like 9 episodes or something, and 6 of them are played in a random order. And so you get the story at a different time, at a different pace, and you get these revelations about certain characters differently than anybody else does. And like obviously there were people that got the same pattern, but
Right.
those kind of these kind of movies or shows are really interesting in the like, how do we tell a story, and then how do we tell that story in a way that is different, so that if we were to tell the story from beginning to end, there's really no twist.
Right.
But when we start at the end and work our way to the beginning, then all of a sudden something that is rather benign becomes this very intriguing, like, whoa, I didn't see that coming, even though it's already happened, you know?
Right.
So I thought that was a really interesting trick to do.
Right.
And I appreciate that they very clearly laid out this is a part that's happening in chronological order with the black and white.
Mm-hmm.
And all of that happened before anything else.
Mm-hmm.
And then anything that's in color, we're watching backwards.
Mm-hmm.
And that was, I think a lot of movies struggle recently to create a defined. I mean, we've even watched some movies where we're like, was this a flashback? Was this a memory? Was this happening? Like,
Right.
at what point were these things going on? And this one makes it very clear of this is what's happening that we're watching, and this is what was happening, but it's happening in chronological order. This is a good like storytelling study, I think.
Yeah.
Like for a film student, I think this is a movie where it's like, hey, here's how you can tell a story differently. So
It does feel just on that note, like this is a super senior project.
mm-hmm.
You know, like the idea is there. I don't know, pacing something. It does feel novice in some aspects. I think one of the things that really gets it through is the acting. Like you got three really good actors who kind of like play through this really well.
It is crazy how it's just really those three. There's other people that like have moments, but you have one guy who's carrying the whole thing and these two supporting characters that show up almost every element.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You mentioned this, and I think I have this theory, and we've seen it in television, we've seen it in movies, that the more limitations a storyteller has, often the better the product that they make.
Yeah, I think that's a very valid.
We've seen that a lot with streaming services, where they like, oh, we don't have to worry about TV ratings, we don't have to worry about blah 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 blah, and you get a lesser product, even though they have more freedom. But when you put those restraints on them, then they're like, oh, we can't do this thing that we would want to do. So how do we tell the best story that we can within this budget or within this guideline? And so I think going with what you said of this is back when Christopher Nolan had, I mean, it's still $9 million.
Yeah.
But
it would be life-changing money for me.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. But compared to even The Dark Knight, that he made only 2 movies after this one, which is crazy. That budget, I don't remember what the budget was for that, but
for Dark Knight, for Batman Begins,
I
have to imagine 100 million.
I'm going to look it up because we talked about this.
Yeah.
Oops, that's the wrong document.
It was a while ago, dude. It was like
no. Was it 150 million?
Yeah,
but like significantly more.
Yeah, a lot.
Imagine going from a movie where you have less than 10 million to all of a sudden being like, hey, how about over 10 times as much?
Yeah, like 15 times. See, I did math.
Good job.
I know. I'm proud. The music was minimal.
As always, he loves his ambient music.
Also because sound effects / music / sound design was part of it. I feel like this movie had way more jump scares than his other movies. There's a lot of like just something happened, a random shot. That happened a few times where it's like just a static shot of like Guy Pearce's face and then a cutaway to, some other violent scene that happened. And with the loud, like almost like string scratching sound. There was a few of those. I was like, man, is this where he got this from? He just really likes that, huh?
Just likes that big pop.
He just likes that sound, that like, like I don't even know how to describe it fully. So, all in all, David Julian, like, good job, but it felt minimal. It's hard to give it like a ton of attention because honestly, none of it, for me, none of it was necessarily memorable.
No.
So
the only thing that I took away from it was like, oh, he's been doing this since the beginning.
Yeah. Cinematography, Wally Pfister. Have we seen this guy before? I've never heard this name before, so I don't think so. But I wouldn't be shocked if there's a movie may or may not have seen. Cinematography. There it is. Oh. Inception. So I don't know if he's done cinematography for all his films.
All of them.
And a Taco Bell commercial.
Ooh. Yo quiero Taco Bell.
No, that's not true.
Do you remember those ads?
Yeah. Do you know who did the voice? Yo quiero Taco Bell.
Who?
Carlos Alazraqui. You know who Carlos Alazraqui is? The voice of Rocco from Rocco's Modern Life.
That guy. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, he's from Reno 911, if you've ever seen that show. I know his voice acting a lot more than I know his acting.
All right. I was trying to look up Wally here. Okay.
I looked him up. All of the stuff before Memento, I got nothing for you. Like, I don't know what any of these films are. And then he did Memento, and then he did Insomnia, which is the next Christopher Nolan film. The Italian Job, Batman Begins, The Prestige, Dark Knight, Inception, Moneyball. He was the director of photography. Dark Knight Rises, and then no more.
Curious why he didn't do oh no, he did. Never mind, it's right there, Dark Knight. I was like, we skipped one. Where'd it go?
I'm curious why he didn't do any of the other Christopher Nolan films after the fact. But he does have like a style to him. These a lot of the shots in Memento feel like shots from the other films, just much smaller. Smaller context and everything like that. Some of the sets were, well, most of the set was just like hotel rooms.
Yeah, there's the hotel, and then there's like the diner. But yeah, I think
it looked fine. I don't know.
I think there's a lot of elements of this movie that like it's Christopher Nolan has a specific style,
right? It feels Christopher Nolan
since the beginning.
Yeah.
But like you said, it's just a smaller scale of that one.
Yeah, I think small scale Nolan. That's kind of it. But it looked fine. Let's go over to editor, Dody Dorn. Let's see. She's done quite a bit. Kind of all over the map. So prior to Memento, well, there you go. She did the editing for Terminator 2 Judgment Day, the director's cut.
Mm-hmm.
That was her first project.
Crazy.
And then some stuff.
Some stuff.
Hold on. What is this poster? Looks familiar. No, it doesn't. Never mind. You know when you see something like real small?
And then you bring it up big and it's like, oh, not even.
That's what she said. Anyway, after that,
she did Insomnia as well.
She did Matchstick Men.
Yeah.
Kingdom of Heaven. No, she's done some legitimate.
Australia.
Oh, the biggest of all. She worked on The Good Wife. She did I'm Still Here, which was that weird Joaquin Phoenix movie where he played a crazy version of him, and then still to this day, very uncertain if that's not just him.
If it was real or not.
End of Watch, Fury, the new poorly reviewed Ben-Hur,
and the new poorly reviewed Power
Rangers.
The Zack Snyder Justice League.
Ooh. Army of Darkness. Oh, she went from one Batman guy to another.
Oh, she did Rebel Moon.
Rebel Moon. Oh, she did Mercy. Oh, no. The new Chris Pratt movie.
Oh. I don't even know what that one is.
I have heard it is terrible.
I know nothing. But Rebecca Ferguson is in it, and we like Rebecca Ferguson.
Yeah, but is she like strapped for cash? I don't know.
I don't know, man.
I heard it's real bad. What was it? There was a Daniel O'Brien. He worked for Crack. He was breaking down a music video of Corey Feldman music video, and he just is dunking on Corey Feldman the whole time, whatever it is. And then there's one scene in the music video where Sean Astin is in it because they're friends. And and he's like, and Corey is probably borrowing this mansion from a much more successful friend, Sean Astin. And then he's like, what are you doing, man? You were at the Oscars. And that's what I feel like watching Ferguson in that Mercy film. It's like, come on, man. You're like a good actor. What are you doing? It's hard. I feel like this movie is hard to really examine editing within itself, because the editing is part of the cinematic story. Like how they edit some stuff is specific to this film. This film isn't edited like a normal film.
Right.
But I think we can say, I think we can agree on this, is that it was effective. And so her editing was effective. We're not examining her other films. We're examining this film. And in this context, her editing was very effective. And that's really, I think, all that matters.
Yeah, no, it was very effective. I think they did a really good job with the giving us far enough back and then right up to the moment that we just saw, and then it cuts to the black and white.
Mm-hmm.
And then after the black and white, it gives us a little bit more detail, and then it goes back to a scene. We're like, okay, now what's happening? And it brings us right up to the spot that we recognize. And that was fun. I think the one thing that it's more of the story than the editing is because of the idea of this guy not having short-term memory. So much stuff feels repetitive to see it over and over again. Even though we're getting a new scene, we're getting a lot of repeat conversation.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the one thing that like kind of got like, okay, we know this. But I think also what they did that was interesting was like, we actually, not at the beginning, but near the end, we actually started getting revelations about like, oh, the thing that he thinks is true isn't actually true.
Right.
And that was helpful. Near the beginning, it was just kind of like, okay, yeah, he's got this condition. He's going to tell this story. He's going to tell all these things again. But yeah, I think when we started getting the revelations, it was like, oh, everybody's manipulating him right now. Like, yeah,
right.
And we get the clues throughout. Like, we get little clues throughout that people are telling him, like, you don't remember anything. That you just remember that because that's your script. Like that's the thing that you tell yourself all the time. But like, what do you actually know? And that's there from the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
But we, as the audience, don't know what to believe.
Mm-hmm.
So, at one point, I seriously was like, what if he's not even the husband of the woman who was killed? Like, what if he was the guy that killed her or something? Like, I started having this roundabout thinking of like, what if he's not actually Leonard? Like, what if he's somebody else? Because Teddy kept saying like, that's who you were, but that's not who you are anymore. And so it's just like, it'd be easy to, although he does have his long-term memory prior to that.
Right.
But even some of that was flawed.
Those are strings to be pulled.
Mm-hmm.
So let's get into it. Leonard,
Okay.
Guy Pearce. Good job. All around, good job, Guy Pearce. So the question has to be, when we're analyzing this movie, when we're looking at this movie, does Leonard, in fact, have short-term memory loss?
Hmm.
And I think it's fair to say yes.
Yes, from what we've seen, I think we could believe that he does.
Okay, so if he does, we can then examine the story and evidence that is presented to us. With that all said, I don't know if issues, but some threads start to appear in the seam.
Mm-hmm.
And so we have Leonard, who has a story that he is connected to, which is that he watched his wife be murdered.
Mm-hmm.
And he is attacked, which causes his memory loss.
Mm-hmm.
Now, that then creates somewhat of a timeline. And that timeline being that anything after that can't be a memory that he has created.
Right.
I think that he can then be easily manipulated
Mm-hmm.
because he has no way to grasp onto anything solid post accident.
Mm-hmm.
So with that being said,
And as he tells us, every time he wakes up, it feels like the memory of his wife getting killed just happened, basically.
right.
Because that's the last memory that he has.
So what I feel we can assume, Sammy Jenkins is a real person
Mm-hmm.
because he has the entirety of that down flat.
Mm-hmm.
It's not something he's making up.
Right.
There's consistency within his episodes where he is telling that story. Now, Teddy is not a dependable narrator. And
Mhm.
so it's hard to take anything he says with validity.
Mm-hmm.
So, because the reason I say that is because Teddy says every time he tells a story, there's different inflections.
Mm-hmm.
But I think the overall story is the same.
Mm-hmm.
So I think Sammy is real. I think Mrs. Jenkins is real. I think that Leonard did game the system to make sure that Sammy couldn't receive benefits from the accident or whatever the insurance thing was.
Mm-hmm.
So I think all that's real. Now, we get into the point where I think now it doesn't matter. Everything Teddy and Natalie do or say doesn't necessarily matter.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think Leonard is a murderer. And I do think he's a bad guy.
Mm.
I think he's using his wife's death as a crutch for that,
Mm-hmm.
regardless of his memory. Because I don't think he was a morally good person before the accident.
Mm.
Because he has no remorse for it. And I mean no remorse as in he's still justifying it because even if he did get remorse for it, he would forget anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So he's always going to be stuck there. There's
Mm-hmm.
no way to morally improve
Right.
in his state.
Mm-hmm.
So he was kind of a repugnant person before, and he's always going to stay in that place.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So that's where I'm kind of like, whatever Teddy is, and we'll talk about him, and whatever Natalie does doesn't actually matter.
Hmm.
Because he's always still going to turn that way.
Yeah, since the moment that he woke back up, he's basically been on the mission to get revenge.
Right. And he will
And that was without the influence of anybody else.
right. That's what he was going to do before he met Teddy, before he met Natalie, before he met Jimmy. He was going to get revenge.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you can say with any kind of certainty whether his recollection of the event is 100% accurate, It's what he believes.
Mm-hmm.
And I think he does believe it.
Mm-hmm.
And in this part of the story, in this kind of story, that's the only part that matters.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because like what Natalie and Teddy do are only, it's only directing. If we think of Leonard as he's the gun, like he's always going to shoot no matter what. Natalie and Teddy are just the people pointing where that's going to happen.
Yeah.
And so, yes, they take advantage of him, but that's not, they are not the reason why he is what he is.
And I think more so there or not more so, but I do think there's more evidence that he's not a good guy based on his actions.
Mm-hmm.
Because when he attacks Jimmy, it's like out of instinct. His instinct is to attack.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever he kind of awakes and knows someone's there, his first move is to attack. So he has a violent streak to him kind of inherently.
Mm-hmm. But I mean, does he have that violent streak, or is it because his very last memory is being in a fight? Right? When he wakes up, is he immediately in that fight or flight mode? Because his final memory is getting hit in the head and watching his wife die.
Touche.
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting. Yeah, because the short term. The short term. Oh fuck. Short term memory would be established at the moment of the accident, like the moment the brain gets damaged.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not amnesia.
But it's not amnesia.
He says that a lot.
Mm-hmm.
God damn, that's a good point, though.
Because if he's always waking up, he's always waking up not knowing where he is, and his final memory being that.
Yeah, I wonder how
everything else is based off of what he reads.
I think there might be a bit of a gap. Because he never wakes up. He never wakes up in the moment of the attack. It's like he wakes up the moment he wakes up from the attack. Or, oh boy, yes, before the attack.
Yes, it's as if he's waking up. When we see the attack happen, he wakes up and he hears a sound in the bathroom. And that's kind of where he's, because even there's even the line where he talks about, like, when I wake up, it feels like she's just gone to the bathroom and she just hasn't come back yet.
So I don't think, but he is just waking up. Yeah, I don't know. Mull that over a little more. Let's talk about Joe Pantoliano as Teddy. Teddy is John G., which is the initial for the murderer. So here is where I say my opinion. I do not think he is the murderer.
Teddy.
Teddy,
No.
I don't think he is.
Nope.
I don't think that Leonard will ever find the murderer. One, I don't think that he would have enough material evidence to connect the dots. And two, I don't think with his memory, even with his notes, he would be able to connect it. Because he says, you know, his system, he says he knows his own handwriting,
Mm-hmm.
but his handwriting changes constantly.
Hmm.
There's no through line in his handwriting.
That's true, because sometimes he writes things and it's like all caps. And then there's times that he writes things that aren't in caps, doesn't he?
Yeah. And then
Like
sometimes he writes stuff that's like borderline cursive.
I didn't even think about that. I didn't notice all of that detail, but yeah.
Yeah. Whenever they zoomed in on certain aspects, it was moments where I'm like, I got to pay attention.
Yeah. Oh, now I'm curious. I want to see if there's like pictures of his notes, because it makes sense like why the tattoos are different.
Yeah.
But
Someone online tried to connect the dots of that. So the theory within the film is that there is no what's his face? Shit. What's his name? The guy that it's tattooed on his hand.
Sammy.
Sammy. That there is no Sammy, that Leonard is Sammy.
Sorry, go ahead.
And that Leonard is the one who overdosed his wife, and that the like Easter egg foreshadowing, whatever it is the little ballpoint pen tattoo that he uses because it keeps looking like the needle. I think it's just a red herring. I just think he tattoos himself and it's weird.
Yeah, the thing about Sammy is like it is confusing because Teddy tells him like, "Oh no, it's your wife,
Right.
it's not this other lady,"
Uh-huh.
and that's where it starts getting confusing. Of like, okay, but is he telling the truth there? Is Sammy not real? Is it just that the wife isn't real, or is it the story that he made up for the like? That's where there's an element that starts breaking down where we can't really trust the narrative because it's coming from Teddy, where we do get some truth from him. Like we do understand who he is,
Uh-huh.
but there's still a lot that's like, is he just saying this to confuse him?
Which, yes. Whether
Mhm.
it is true or not, that is what he's doing.
Mm-hmm.
Because Teddy is using Leonard.
Yeah, throughout. Okay, I pulled up some pictures of his notes.
Uh-huh.
He has one note. He wrote the note about Dodd, right? Because she gives him the pen and then she tells him. So he writes it down because he can only trust his writing. So he switches between all caps and lowercase there. Let me show you.
Oh, yeah, if you got them all.
Right. So this note here, like Natalie is mostly all caps except for like the IE at the end.
Mm-hmm.
And then for the rest of that is lowercase. But then we look at the note between don't trust her
Uh-huh.
and then Teddy. Like those are very different fonts,
Mm-hmm.
or like, yeah, fonts. It's different handwriting, but he's the one who wrote both of those.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, his handwriting is changing
Constantly.
constantly. Basically, every time he wakes up, it can be different.
Right.
Interesting.
And then furthering that a little more, how Natalie is then introduced into the story. Did he believe that, like, was he saying that the coaster was, did he know that that was someone else's writing? And then why would he make that move if he says he doesn't trust other people's writing?
Mm-hmm.
He does a lot of things that don't line up with his own rules.
Right, because he does that and he says, "Oh," and that, but then he pulls it out and says, I found this in my pocket."
Right.
And but like, so yeah, is that he does break his own rules, but also if he doesn't remind himself of the rule, right? Because he made these rules after.
Well, the phone call is kind of my big thing. Is he keeps saying, I like to do things in person. I don't do phone calls. I don't do phone calls. I don't do phone calls. A fifth of the movie is me on the phone with someone that I don't know who it is.
Mm-hmm.
And then he doesn't confirm the identity of someone while on the phone. Like, he makes a lot of bad decisions against his own rules that he made prior to having the phone conversations.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I mean, it does show us that there are moments. It's not just like his memory restarts the next day. It's like he only has like an hour that he remembers, and at any moment it can just like reset, and he doesn't know where he is.
Right.
So unless he's constantly looking, I mean, really, it's bad tattoo placement to say "don't talk on the phone" on his leg. Like that should be like right on the back of his hand. That just says like the hand that he's going to reach for the phone for should say, "Don't use the phone."
Not only does he have a bad memory, he's kind of a dummy.
He's a bit of a dummy.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if that's a plot hole necessarily, or just an example of how flawed his own system is.
Mm-hmm.
I think one of the things that's occurring throughout the film is just kind of showing that he's full of shit. Like he's been smelling his own farts and he's thinking it's strawberry. Like he's really kind of an egotistical guy. Bit of a narcissist. And he has no short-term memory.
Yeah. You know what? I think that's a very good point of him. He's trying to convince us, not us, but the person that he's talking to. He's trying to convince us like, "Oh, I'm better than Sammy because I have a system."
Mm-hmm.
But as the movie progresses, we actually see that system
Is very flawed.
Does not 100% work.
Right.
And so even though he convinces himself that the system is working, it is consistently not working.
Mm-hmm. Like a lot.
And that's the whole point of this, is that it's not working.
Yeah. It's interesting. It's the perpetual fall of a narcissist.
Mm-hmm.
Is sort of the concept. And so, like, thinking about this movie in a bit, he feels double crossed by Teddy. And so his move is to for sure convince himself that Teddy is the person he needs to kill.
Mm-hmm.
Like he chooses to kill Teddy in that moment.
Mm-hmm.
Because he at minimum knows that's his end goal.
Mm-hmm.
So like,
yeah, because in that moment, Teddy reveals like, "Hey, I've been using you,
mm-hmm.
and we've been killing guys for the last year. You killed the right guy a year ago, and everybody else has just been like this game that we play."
Right.
And then he's like, "Well, you fit the bill of the clue that I have,
Mm-hmm.
so I'm taking you out."
Right. Well, it's a two-sided, terrible coin, double-edged sword of sorts. One, he's just been like killing people for a year or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But two, he is getting used and abused by Teddy, and kind of chooses to liberate himself, but he has to do it in a way that even is to manipulate himself,
Mm-hmm.
which is a weird thing to think about, but it stands to reason. Not is that right? Stands to reason that this situation maybe has happened prior. But this is the one time that he actually got enough info to convince himself otherwise.
To get through to it, yeah.
Unless this is the first time that Teddy has revealed
that information.
Yeah.
Or at least as fully as he has.
Mm-hmm.
It's interesting because we get to the end, or to the beginning of the movie where he kills Teddy. And does he... There's no resolution because we see him kill Teddy, but then there's nothing that he does to tell himself that his journey is over. So he can perpetually, he can be spending the rest of his life searching for and killing.
Thus showing that his system is completely flawed.
JGs. Yeah. Unless he remembers enough to like keep the paperwork that he had, but then like, how is he going to know that guy died? You know?
Yeah. Did Natalie figure out that Teddy was JG? Did she understand that was the same person? Or did she just think that he was going to kill JG?
What I think, and that's the part where it gets a little bit muddy, is because Natalie is the girlfriend
of Jimmy.
Jimmy
Went to a secluded place for a deal with Teddy. She knew that Teddy was the one that sent him off. That is 100% for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I don't think, I may have missed it, but I don't think she actually knows what Teddy looks like.
No, I think she just knows the name.
Because the photo that she sees in the middle of the night is just of herself.
Mm-hmm.
Which is after the fact. or after. Oh, wait.
Because so he kills
But
Jimmy. Let's put this in order for a second.
no, yeah, because I saw a video that like put it in order, but I'm actually
and then he
not
puts on
sure anymore.
he puts on Jimmy's clothes and finds the thing in the pocket and goes to Natalie. So she immediately knows that he has killed Jimmy.
Right. Well, she knows something has occurred with Jimmy.
Right.
That would give...
Because he's driving the car and he's wearing his clothes and he has a note that is for her or from her or something.
Right.
And then she sees that he has an issue. Like he's got his condition.
Right.
And so she takes advantage of that.
Right.
And then I think she uses that just to like... In some ways, she's just using him to do her dirty work.
Well,
like Dodd gets involved in everything.
I think there was someone who said it kind of in an interesting way of Natalie is in the same position as Leonard. She's lost someone.
Mm-hmm.
So she is just going to respond in that context.
Mm-hmm.
So she's going to do all she can to get revenge for Jimmy.
Mm-hmm.
She knows Leonard knows Jimmy in some way, shape, or form, and that he doesn't have a memory. So she assumes he's violent in some way, shape, or form.
Uh-huh.
And that's really it.
So the events that lead to him killing Teddy are actually because of like her. She's the one who gives him the evidence.
No.
And the only reason she gives him the evidence, and the only reason why he believes that evidence is because it lines up with his other notes that he left himself.
No.
Yes.
No.
No.
He gives her the license plate, which he knows is Teddy's.
Yes.
And he already technically knows that he's John G because Teddy told him in that moment.
Yes.
So he wrote down the license plate. So when she ran the license plate,
right,
it was just what Leonard gave her.
That's true. He gives her the license plate.
That's where I'm confused. My confusion comes from when she ran the plates and it came up John G and it was Teddy. I don't know if she knew that was Teddy.
That's who it was.
That's where I'm not sure. Like, I would have to rewatch it to know, but I don't think she knew that was Teddy.
Mm-hmm.
And ultimately, she wanted him. She wanted him to take care of Dodd.
Mm-hmm.
And he did that for her. So she felt that she needed to
do something for him.
Do something in kind, which was get him the information of that license plate.
Mm-hmm.
And when she sent him, I think that place was somewhere that Jimmy made deals and stuff like that. So it wasn't like, I think it was a place that Jimmy and Teddy had worked before. So I don't think she was thinking like, oh, that's where Jimmy died. I don't think she connected those dots.
No.
So
yeah,
I think
I don't think she knew that the guy in the picture that she ran the plate of was Teddy.
Right. Because he didn't know at that point. He did not indicate in himself, in his clues, that was Teddy's license plate.
Mm-hmm.
But in that moment when he wrote it down, he knew, he's a John G, so I'm going to be mad at him.
Mm-hmm.
And then he did the don't trust his lies. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So that's what I was talking about. Like, this movie is has an interesting thing because conceptually it's, what if a narcissist manipulated himself?
Mm-hmm.
Which is not something a narcissist would do.
Mm-hmm. Interesting, yeah.
What if a narcissist lost control to himself?
Mm-hmm.
Because the thing that narcissists hate the most is losing control. But what if it's his own doing that causes that lack of control?
And he knows that he's doing it.
In that one specific moment.
He makes a choice.
He makes a choice knowing he's going to forget.
That he's going to manipulate everything that he does from that moment on.
And he's probably going to kill that guy.
Mm-hmm.
Because, yeah. Yeah. He takes advantage of himself.
He's his own worst enemy.
Yeah. This is the first time I think we've watched a movie where the protagonist is the antagonist.
Mm-hmm.
Leonard is the villain of this film.
Mm-hmm.
He's also the good guy, but he's only a good guy because he's the one with a microphone.
He's the one. He's
the one telling the story. So we watch this movie for a great deal of time, having empathy for him. But it's so interesting because they tie it into it. And one of the reasons I feel like I was able to watch this with that perspective, because it was never a point where I was sympathetic for him.
Right.
And the only reason I was never sympathetic for him was how he spoke about Sammy.
Mm.
He had not an ounce of remorse, even though what he was doing was objectively immoral.
Mm-hmm. And even when he talks about like talking to Mrs. Jenkins, he doesn't say like, "Oh, I told her the truth." He said, "I told her something because she needed something to hold on to."
Right. He's a real piece of shit.
Yeah. No, that is interesting. We're being told a story about someone who thinks that they are the good guy when they are in fact the bad guy, but he believes that he's the good guy the entire time. It's a bad guy who believes he's the good guy.
Isn't that crazy?
Mm-hmm.
Oh man. Some people
and everybody else is just a part, but they are not the cause.
Right. Teddy is a piece of shit. Natalie is not necessarily like a great person because she's like actively dating a drug dealer and she knows he is.
Uh-huh.
But I do think that she's a bit of victim of circumstance in this whole mess.
Mm-hmm.
Like her character, I think, is the most interesting of characters because she's willing to push Leonard because she knows he's violent.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like he punches her.
Mm-hmm.
That's his instinct. That's what he's doing.
Mm-hmm.
So he's a piece of shit there itself.
Yeah.
But she uses that to her advantage, then just waits out his bad memory,
mm-hmm.
and then makes him believe that Dodd was the one who attacked her.
Mm-hmm.
And he took care of Dodd, didn't kill Dodd, sent him away. Yeah, man. So yeah, I think that again, I don't, unless I watch it again and figure it out. Natalie does not know that Teddy is John.
Right.
And so by happenstance, the person who caused Jimmy's death, Teddy, gets his comeuppance simply by her paying it forward and getting him the info that he's looking for.
Yeah, she gets her revenge.
Kind of unknowingly.
Unknowingly, yeah.
Yeah. Man, Leonard is so bad at notes.
He's got to leave himself more detailed notes.
He killed Jimmy. He took the photo, and no point he was like, I better write down that this is Jimmy, the drug dealer. Whoops.
You know, I know it's helpful to have like a picture with a note written on it, but he's got to like 50 first dates himself. Like, make a video.
Yeah.
Watch that video every day.
Side note. Stupid note, really. He's using a Polaroid camera.
Uh-huh.
This movie was made in 2099.
2000.
Or 1999 or 2000.
Uh-huh.
I had the same Polaroid camera.
Uh-huh.
And I will tell you this. If you use that camera to hit someone over the head,
it's not going to work
that
anymore.
camera ain't fucking working ever again.
Yeah.
So, my plot holes for this are not necessarily plot holes as much as they are artistic choices that, in my mind, don't make sense. Like, I don't think they work as misdirections because they don't make sense. It's like a magician has a ball in his hand and he's trying to say it's in his other hand, but his finger is like up and you can kind of see the ball peeking out from his hand. So you're like, well, that's right there. It's what are you talking about? Or it just doesn't work, and that is because online it seemed like a lot of people were just taking it as fact that the shots where Leonard was in the place of Sammy was proof that Leonard was Sammy. And the reality is, it is just as valid to say that that is Leonard having doubts about everything that Teddy is saying.
Yeah,
like he's just questioning himself based on what Teddy is saying, and everything Teddy is saying could be a lie.
Yeah, and the story that we're told about Sammy and the story that we're witnessing with Leonard, there's a lot of crossover where he basically says at near the end where he's like, it wasn't until now that I recognize that that look of familiarity you give to somebody is not an actual remembering that person. It's just a hope of like you're just pretending kind of thing. And he's like, I didn't realize that until now I'm experiencing it. And so I think that yeah, I think that is when we're getting that imagery of them like kind of switching. It's not saying that he is him. It's saying that he's seeing himself.
Yeah, I think that I think artistically that is what's being said. I just know that people who have analyzed this movie and have made video essays or essays have come to their own conclusion saying that yeah
I can see how someone gets that conclusion,
but I think your perspective to me is the most valid. It is an artistic way of saying he sees himself in Sammy, and I think that's the point of the movie. The point of the movie is not revenge. at all. The point of the movie is that this man thought himself better than Sammy, but he is no better than Sammy. That's the overall takeaway. The overall takeaway is you can make notes. You can go to the ends of the earth. You could kill 100 John G's. You are just as broken as Sammy.
Yeah, there's nothing that's going to bring you back. Like,
Right.
That's just
the revenge. The revenge doesn't matter. The revenge is just where your brain is stuck. It's an unfortunate story, to say the least. But that is secondary to this. He comes to the realization, Jesus. Well, I think the ending is, well, was it the ending? Was it the true? No, it wasn't the true ending. I think the ending of the movie, in a lot of ways, is that scene where he's driving in the car and he's thinking, and he's like, and I close my eyes, and if my eyes are closed, is the world still there?
That dude had his eyes closed for way too long.
Way too long. Which made me have a realization of how improbable it would be for this man to have done what he's been doing for a whole year. Which is, what happens when he has that trance and he's driving? Or doing anything? Because he had that trance, he was waiting with the bottle, and it happened in that moment, and the trance happens, and the trance, he's out for a second or two, and then he comes to, and he's ready to he's reset now. What if he's driving? What if he's on the freeway and that happens?
Right.
How does he get anywhere?
I mean, do we see it when he's driving? He's having a thought, and then it switches, and then he pulls out the thing. He's like, oh.
Yeah, that's crazy. No way. But he has that. I wonder if I can pull it up real quick. But any other thoughts on, I don't know, the timeline on him, on whatever?
I mean, I had a thought and it disappeared.
Oh no.
Short-term memory, you know?
Zing bam boom. Wait,
Zing, bang, boom.
Wait, say it again.
Short-term memory, you know? It's such delay.
Sorry, I was trying to remember what I was doing.
Which button it was. Yeah. Hey. I think most of the flaws that you could find in the plot can easily just be said is because it's a faulty narrator.
Yeah.
Who can't even remember what happened.
We're watching this whole movie and a guy that we should not be watching. Alrighty. I will say, and I think it's kind of fair to say, a little long.
Yeah.
A little long. Maybe didn't need to be that long.
And it felt long. Like there was a point where I was like, I feel like this movie should be over, and I paused it and I was halfway through and I was like, oh, I still have half this movie to go. So it feels...
Honestly, I was like 30 minutes in. I want to say it was like 30 minutes in. And I was already like, oh, I probably got like 10 more minutes of this movie. And I'm like, I have an hour and a half. Where the fuck am I going to get an hour and a half?
Yeah, I had to take a break because I was just like, no, I need to step away from this one for a little bit. It's just it feels long because it's very slow paced.
Yeah, and I think that is the biggest maybe issue with the film is the pacing, and that can be contributed to that it was made in 2000 and that it was Christopher Nolan's like second film.
Mm-hmm.
So a little bit of uncertainty there.
Mm-hmm.
Shit.
Yeah.
Where's the scene?
I think I think we've covered a lot, but I think Carrie-Anne Moss did a great job for Natalie.
She's great. It took me a minute to figure out who she was. So I was like, God, she looks real familiar.
Her, yeah.
And then once I realized, I was like, I'm a fucking idiot, man. She's Trinity.
Yeah. And then Joe also did a great job. Like, I think
he plays, you know what? I bet he is a genuinely nice guy and probably real nice. Unless he's not, then fuck him. But I love that that's my caveat every time I talk about an actor in their real life. It's like, maybe they're nice. And if they're not, screw them. Who cares? He plays a dirtbag so well.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it's just his voice. Like, I don't think it's his look. He just looks like a bald dude to me. Except when he had like the flat top and the mustache, he did kind of look like a douchebag.
All right, what's this scene that you got pulled up here?
Okay, hold on. I just wanted to... He's from New Jersey, so Hoboken.
From Jersey.
I don't know if that's how you say it. I think this is the right one. Hold on. Why does it not do what I ask it to do?
Guy Pearce with bleach blonde hair in a suit from behind looks a lot like Brad Pitt with bleach blonde.
You know what? I was thinking that the whole movie. I was like, dang, he could pass for Brad Pitt sometime. Nope, it's doing that thing again.
I hear it.
You do?
Yeah.
Oh, then I'm gonna have to do it this way. Hold on. No one else hears it. The audience does not hear it. I don't hear it.
I'm having a great time over here.
Hold on. Let's see if this works.
I have to believe that when my eyes are closed, the world's still there. Do I believe the world's still there? Is it still out there? Yeah.
That moment right there showed me that he learned nothing and he can never learn anything.
Mm-hmm.
It's such a small moment, but it really is. So he's saying this, the music is kind of showing this kind of, or giving the appearance of something beautiful happening. Because the chords are kind of nice. Major chords. And he's saying, you know, is the world still out there? And what the audience didn't see, because this is not a visual medium, is that he's having flashbacks, and one of the flashbacks was his wife embracing him, and he has the tattoos.
Mm-hmm.
There's a problem with that. Why the fuck would she let him get tattoos that say John G. murdered and raped my wife?
Yeah, no, that image is not a real image.
Right,
that is
exactly.
a dream. Yeah.
So he's just always going to have this impossible place.
Mm-hmm.
And the tone of that is the kind of the embodiment of everything he's doing.
Mm-hmm.
Where he's like having...
It's like a shift where he's like having this really serious moment and then he just snaps out of it. He's like, yeah.
Yeah. It's fine. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. I don't know why. That line is wild in this movie.
Mm-hmm. Just
to suddenly be like, he's telling the story, being a narrator, blah, 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 and then just an abrupt,
mm-hmm.
It's still there.
Mm-hmm.
It almost sounds like fear. Fear he's wrong. It's not a certainty.
Yeah, there is an uncertainty in his, sure, it's still there.
Which is crazy. Anything else?
I don't think so.
Okay. All right. Now it's time for the review rewind. I almost went into like Jesse Ventura there. Metacritic gave it an 83% as far as positive reviews. Rotten Tomato, 93%. Rotten Tomato audience, 94%. IMDb audience, 8.4. Tristan!
Hello.
Go for it.
Newsweek gave it a 100. A gripping, utterly unexpected noir, glinting with bits of poetry and a hard, deadpan humor.
Hard. There's this thing about Christopher Nolan and Jonathan Nolan. They're not funny. Anything that's humorous in their movies is in part, it is the character who believes it to be humorous, not that it is objectively humorous. I know that that's a weird thing to point out at this point in time.
Yeah. No, but it is funny because there's not really any moment that's like, aha, that was funny. It's more of like Leonard in how he presents himself is very much like, oh yeah, like, well, that's me. Like
Leonard believes himself to be a very charming, attractive, approachable, funny guy. He's not.
And he makes comments throughout, even when he doesn't recognize people, he turns on that charm, but I would not say that is an outwardly funny.
Yeah.
It is an internal to the movie funny.
Yeah.
Or to the character. Interesting. Okay.
Yeah. Like, I don't think there's humor in this movie. I think there's characters who are trying to exhibit humor, but I don't think that is in itself humorous.
Yeah.
That feels like a real long, like a snake eating its own tail, but I feel like it makes sense.
No, it does, because I don't think the movie was trying to be funny.
Yeah, no.
Or have humor in it at all.
No. Correct. That I agree with that. I could be wrong. Chris could be like, I wrote in.
Well, we're supposed to laugh at that.
I wrote in this joke. I thought it was quite humorous. Salon gave it a 40. Whenever Harris or Tobolowsky come on screen, they stop Memento dead in its clever tracks. Ow. You want to tell Nolan to stop all the POMO deconstructive game playing and pay attention to the two human beings in front of him.
What?
What? Who the fuck is he talking about? Oh, okay. Sammy and his wife.
I think this person just didn't like that there was a meta narrative happening.
Maybe. I think I kind of get it, because Sammy and his wife to the audience are, well, I think Mrs. Jenkins is three-dimensional, but Sammy, whether it's from his condition or just kind of who he is very it feels like all the other scenes that are in black and white feel like flashbacks, but how with maybe the acting or whoever it might be, it almost feels like a sitcom. And I just think that they're not. It might be a flaw in Nolan's story, or it might be the fact that Sammy and Mrs. Jenkins are both only displayed to the audience through the perspective of Leonard. Leonard, who takes no responsibility in Mrs. Jenkins' death, takes no responsibility in the fact that Sammy got no benefits, and takes no responsibility for not looking at them as humans, but looking at them as profit. So they are not going to be human in the story.
Right.
They are not going to have dimension. They are not going to have any of the things that people are supposed to have, because Leonard is the one who is telling the story.
Yeah, and I kind of see what you mean by them feeling almost sitcomish in the way that they're visually shown, but I think it's just it's showing a very different world than everything else that we see. Like when we're watching what's happening now, quote unquote, it's very gritty. Like everything's dirty, everything's like very gritty, everything's super clean before his wife got murdered.
Yeah.
Like even Leonard himself has like his hair's done, he's wearing a nice suit, like he's clean, and everything is clean, which makes it feel very separate from everything else that we see. And I think that's what maybe visually feels
off
about that, is because it's supposed to feel like a different time, a different world, because it was a different time. Everything was better back then.
Right.
For Leonard.
Right. Agreed. Yeah. Final thing before we put our grade in. Thomas Lennon. It's in this movie. He played a doctor.
Oh yeah. When I saw him, I was like, what?
Yeah. I was like, what the heck? He's a serious actor.
It was a surprise to see him.
Wasn't he also the doctor in The Dark Knight?
I mean, he's been in so many things. I don't think so.
When he was like, you have no more cartilage in this knee is about gone. Or Dark Knight Rises would have been the one, I think. Let me see. Dark Knight Rises Doctor. There we go.
Why did that show up for me? Oops.
because it's in 2012.
Yeah, I didn't go far enough back.
I had to scroll.
Yeah, I had made it to like 2014, and it's like, where is it? Yeah, you're right. He was the doctor. Doctor.
What the fuck is this? I just saw. I was scrolling through and something grabbed my attention. It's GAYS, gays, guys against you serving, and the reason I was thrown off by it is one of the members, Weird Al Yankovic, and I was like, what? What is this? Thomas Lennon was also in it, and John Cho. What a weird thing. Anyway.
Yeah.
So, Christopher Nolan's second film, critically acclaimed, except for that one. What do you give it? Do you want me to? I always ask you, but do you want me to give it? Or
yeah, you go first this time.
So, I'm hard pressed on this one. My personal opinion of movies is I don't like movies with a lack of like some redeemable aspect of the protagonist.
Mm-hmm.
But I also know that that is my personal opinion and not a true judgment of whether something is good or bad or a fine film or not.
Mm-hmm.
With that said, to me, production, writing, story, all that, the overall cinematic experience, I give this movie like a B-.
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah. Yeah. Oops. I put it in some random spot. I did not. Oops. Sorry, everyone.
What are we doing here?
No.
I got you. B-.
Bo! Yeah, I think B- is good. Like, the overall movie experience was decent. It was enticing. It was interesting. It does. It likes the smell of its own fart a little too much. That's the only way I'm ever going to describe that. It does kind of pontificate a little.
Mm-hmm.
And not. Is there a bad way to pontificate? Is there a good way to pontificate? I've always heard pontificating in somewhat of a negative connotation, but I think it just means to like tell a story, teach. Tell me, please.
Express one's opinion in a way considered annoyingly pompous and dogmatic.
Okay, then yeah, it does pontificate a little bit. And the reason I say that is because Leonard is that. Like he is pompous. He is a bit of a pretentious son of a bitch. And so we get that. And then the movie just kind of spends a little too much time in that.
Mm.
And the only reason it does that is because I don't know if you can do this kind of storytelling any better. The like telling the story backwards. I don't know if there's a better way to do it, but I don't know if it's necessarily all great. Like if it's worth it to do the whole movie like this.
Hmm.
Because it does it for like an hour and 40 minutes.
Hmm.
And then it starts to go one direction.
Yeah. It's almost, is it one of those types of movies? You know, sometimes you have a movie that like halfway through it, it's like it switches.
Yeah. It might have been okay, but I don't know if there's a better way to do it. Like you kind of have to just let it be the one way and accept it, but it doesn't necessarily mean it's good.
Mm-hmm.
It's worth telling, but it doesn't mean it has to be enjoyed or marked.
Mm-hmm.
You know, someone had to make a bad sandwich to figure out how to make a good sandwich, and sometimes, you know, I don't know. If
I mean,
I don't know if that metaphor sticks.
What's an interesting perspective of how this one was made is that it's kind of how you need to write a movie. Is you need to know how it ends to be able to tell your story. And so in a lot of ways that this movie is presented in the way that you write a script.
Yeah, which that's fair.
You know what the beginning is and you know what the end is, but you have to know the end to work your way back to the beginning.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a hell of an interesting film. I know 100% that if I watch it again, I will be bored.
Mm-hmm.
But I do think the first experience was enough to say, like, it's good. Like, it's worth watching. It's interesting. You know, a lot of the acting is really good in the movie. Those make it worthwhile.
Mm-hmm.
Is it going to be my favorite film? Is it perfect? Hell no. But, you know, it's pretty good. A B minus ain't bad.
B minus ain't bad.
B minus ain't bad.
Ain't bad.
All right. Well, Tristan.
Hi.
Thanks for watching this movie with me.
Oh, thank you.
We're going to shake it up the next 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks. We don't have any serious movies coming up, so that's nice.
Yay.
Well, hopefully we remember to keep doing this show. But you, the audience, we want you to remember to review those rewinds, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye-bye.